Everyone, it's time to do a quick space weather update and whatnot from what I'm seeing from official websites. First, we're going to start out on the Italian model for our electromagnetic field and Schumann resonance. Really quickly, we're going to check and see what the weather is like there, because the weather does affect the Schumann resonance when there's lightning and whatnot above it. Right now, there is no rain, no storms, so right now there should be nothing major on our Schumann. Okay, our electromagnetic field is having the weird hits again, as you can see. That's our first one today, right here. And then we had a smaller one. And we are having a third one. I think for the first time in a while, we're having a third hit. I am not sure what these are caused by. If anyone has any information, that would be great. But it is very interesting because I've pointed this out to other people who apparently know what's going on with our electromagnetic field and Schumann resonance, and yet they don't want to actually talk about it. It's almost like they're under a gag order. This had not been doing this. This is what we need to keep an eye out more for ascending, that people think we're ascending with the Schumann resonance. This is what we need to keep an eye out for, not the Schumann resonance going off, because our electromagnetic field is basically the veil, which is basically the firmament, and it's going to flip. Our poles are flipping apparently too, so things are really wonky. These X flares and M flares and everything that have been happening have been causing issues, and you need to be prepared. These are all my points of view. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is to get you thinking. This is not to say I'm correct or not correct. I could be correct. I might be correct. I might not be correct at this point. But this is not to even say and misguide people at this point. So this is what I find really funky, but no one is talking about it. No one has said a thing about this. No one but me has pointed this out. And for our Schumann, there is nothing that strikes the picture besides this minor little bit here, which I have been told is basically solar activity. Where the spikes are here and down here, they were having bad weather at that time. And for some reason, the geophones here are not lining up like they normally do, even with those spikings. So if we go now to our solar flares on spaceweatherlive.com, this one usually runs behind NOAA's thing because they get the information from NOAA. You can see we had a high X flare this morning and we had a high M flare this afternoonish. So we had an X 3.98 this morning. Our chances of X-class solar flares have gone up from 55% to 75%. It's the highest I've ever seen on this, and I've been following it for about 2 years now. 95% for M-class flares, and C-class flares guaranteed 99%. And these are the ones within the past 24 hours, the X 1.1, and then we had the X 3.8, which it was a 3.98. They like to, for some reason, downgrade it every so often, which is very weird. And that came from sunspot region 3664 here, which has the 75% chance of X-class flares. 55% of protons, which is the highest I've ever seen too. Look at how ferocious it looks. The sunspots have gone down from 81 down to 58 now, and it is nearing the edge of the sun a little bit more, but the region size has pretty much doubled. And today so far we've had an M1.3, a C9.7, a X3.8, a M2.2, a M5.8, and a C7.2, and a C6.8. And I'm looking for more to hit soon enough. 3663 has not completely gone around the bend yet. It says we have 10 sunspots there still, and there's a 10% chance of an X flare, 50% chance of an M flare, 9% chance of C flares. And a lot of times when I've seen them go around the bend, they will give off a goodbye X flare a lot of times. But right now, the 3664 region is the highest region that we need to be looking at this point. And like it literally has a class here, and the class would be called Beta Gamma Delta, which I believe is the most advanced here. You can read it here, the Beta Delta Gamma. I'm going to get back to the main page for this. So on the sun here, we're going to look at the sun real quick. Right here is our sunspots, and we've had a few come around. And you can see right here is where 3664 is. So it will be around the bend probably in the next 4 or 5 so days. 3663 is barely hanging on. 3666 is about around. But we have now also the backside of the sun, which this is over on on NASA.gov. And this will show our, once it loads, the backside of our sun. As you can see, 005 here in the blue is a huge sunspot region area. And that is going to be just as bad probably as the AR 3664 was. Because that region that came around that shows all of that was also as big as this. And most of the regions had joined together. We also have 010 and 011, 010 in red and 011 in orange. You never know if those are going to play into merging or whatnot. I am not sure exactly how to do it, how they do this, and this is, the bottom one here is the actual composite of the backside of our sun that we apparently get from a different area. So the area I keep up most with is NOAA here, and I keep an eye here for our flares. Right now we're maintaining a C baseline. We had an M flare within the last 6 hours, a high M flare, and we are it's like we get an M flare and we maintain, and then we maintain like a C baseline, and we'll get M flares, M flares, M flares, and then we'll end up getting an X flare, and it's almost around 2 to 3 a.m. my time, in between 2 and 4 a.m., the golden hours, my time, Eastern Standard Time. That's around when I saw this X flare happen. And that's the X flare from this morning. And right as it started, I woke up from it and I caught it. And this is 3 days within, and then this is the past 7 days. It has been really crazy. If you look back here towards May 4th, you can see that we were running a low C baseline and sometimes in the B. Well, no, it doesn't show B. It was before that we were running in B baseline for a while, and then we started getting all these X flares. We've had like 10 X flares within the past 7 days, basically. We're going to continue to see this rise. And right now, I don't usually comment on this, but the GOES Proton Flex is above the threshold warning right here. It has gone above it, and I believe that is the energy. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Our KP index has been between a 2 and a 3 for, well, since the beginning of May 10th, their time. And I am looking for, when the CMEs hit today and tomorrow, that it will go up further. Apparently, we should be seeing auroras. Like, I'm located in Indiana, areas around here apparently should see auroras tonight, possibly. So if you can get videos and stuff of that, go ahead and get them and post them and share them. It's very interesting. Now, earlier I did see that CERN had went down and had, there was a quench in Sector 23. So it is down right now. They're trying to recover it right now. So they do not expect a beam before tomorrow morning. We are not sure how CERN has an effect on anything that's going on, but they are said to be looking for the God particle. They are said to be trying to open portals, and they really don't deny it. If you go and look on for videos on TikTok and whatnot, you will see they have weird rituals during their things, and they even have a picture of Shiva. Well, actually a statue of Shiva on their property, and it's very interesting because Shiva is the god of destruction. Goddess of destruction, whatever gender they want to assume. And it's almost like they are trying to bring the destroyer to this world to save certain beings and these worshippers of them. But yet I feel like there are other factions coming in to protect others. At this point, to my knowledge, a grand reset is to happen, the 9th grand reset of this world. And every time this reset happens, many usually are lost. And we have to figure out how to stop these resets. We are basically cattle and sheep for the elites. So I am very highly proud of people for standing up and doing the Blackout 2024. But you need to also do it for not just celebrities, politicians, religious folk. These people do not care about us. We are nothing to them. We can die and starve, and they will not care. The reason the poor people stay poor is a lot of times they know how it goes, and they will help you by giving the shirt off their back. There is really no middle class anymore, because the middle class has basically joined the poor, and they are struggling as well. There are more than enough vehicles in this world to go around to where everyone could have one vehicle, new or old, that is in working condition, and even every baby could be awarded a vehicle. There is more than enough supplies of food in this world to supply for everyone. Go follow the Dumpster Dive King on Facebook and whatnot. He literally goes places and there's non-expired food in the dumpsters. Pet food, animal food, human food, toys and stuff, brand new. And they just throw it away willy-nilly, and it goes to our landfills when these things should be donated. We consume more than we should. And at this point, we need to wake up. We need to be communities. We need to upcycle. It is time for us all to wake up. These are my points of view and my beliefs. This is covered under freedom of speech. And I will not put up with people constantly trying to take me down anymore. Because you know you're in the wrong when you report my videos. You will not silence me, for you know who I am. And you fear me, as you should. When you backstab me and you ruin and try to ruin my kind heart, you will answer for your crimes. At this point, it's better to be prepared and not scared. Keep up the good fight, because we're all in this together. And until these celebrities and others realize that they are in the wrong, they do not deserve our energy. The more energy you give them, the more like gods they are. Have you realized when you turn your back en masse on them, that they start to look sickly and weak and older? The celebrities were put on notice first, the idols. Then the politicians, they asked for it. And then the religious leaders and their corrupt followers. I have been told these things, and I will continue to say these things here, there, and everywhere. You can find this on my TikTok, of course. You will be able to find this on my YouTube, which is linked in my description. And you will find this on my Reddit, which you can find in my description. Follow me on Reddit and join me over on Reddit, because I post more there, because they do not take down my shit there. And it is a free place for safe place for everyone. There are rules, so make sure to read the rules. Otherwise, we will be good. Never ever give up. Never ever give in. Phoenix is rising from the ashes, and you will see soon the truth, and justice will be had. You have nothing to fear if you are able to repent, and you willingly allow your soul to be searched and shown that you can be saved and you have that flicker of hope. There are those beings out there that can judge you like that, and they can see that. Very few have this gift, and that ultimate judge will know who you are and if you are lying or not. If you are lying and corrupt and do not feel you have a chance, run. Because you might be able to gain some sense of it and be able to survive until you're able to be judged properly. You can stay and fight against the beings or the people, but you will be taken down if you do this. Or you can stand and be judged and repent and be ready to repent and be willing to change and have a change of heart, and you will be spared. We have all fucked up. We all have our demons. And we all have our angels. We are a duality being. And you need to understand it's not all light and it's not all dark. You need to know the bounce, because every being can bounce out their light and dark for the better, for the good, the chaos and order. The chaos is needed within the order. Too much of one is just too much. Too much light will burn you. Too much dark will kill you. The right amount will save you. Be ready, because I am. Never ever give up. Never ever give in. We will all be free soon, as long as you choose the right path.